Dr. Isaac Jones here, and in this video I want to talk to you about how a doctor created a $72,000 revenue windfall in the first month of implementing our virtual practice system. It's very exciting. I can't wait to get into some of the details in this video. But look, like we all were hit in the face with COVID, right? It was a crazy thing that happened this year and obviously impacted a lot of people in different ways. And this was something that I ended up getting because I am the leading expert in virtual practice and have been for many years and have pioneered the virtual practice space since 2008, 2009. And built a 7-figure virtual practice working 2 days a week myself, and a lot of people are seeking my advice. Like this year has been a year of a lot of doctors reaching out to me and needing support, right? So ultimately, what ended up happening was over the first few weeks of COVID, I ended up getting a lot of people that were interested in learning how they could take their practice virtual. Now, the future of all practices, functional medicine practices, chiropractic practices, naturopathic practices, etc., is there is going to be some element of virtual, right? I even went into my physical therapist and they had, after I ended up needing surgery on my knee because of some big injury that I had, when I was doing some PT afterwards, they sent me home with virtual exercises, right? So it's across the board. Like all these industries are going virtual. So, one individual was crushing in their brick and mortar, right? They're doing so well in their brick and mortar, and then COVID hit, right? Just like you probably saw a major impact in revenue and impact in your influence, and obviously you saw your business not be as successful, clearly. And so he and I had a call. And I discussed what he was up to and what he was wanting to create, and ultimately he was doing these workshop kind of events that drove people into his practice, and that was his model, was a workshop into his practice. And so he's like, you know what, I really want to engage with you in a mastermind that we call Epic. This is a really awesome mastermind that I've been running for the last 6 years for doctors that are entrepreneurial minded and are really committed to growing their business into 7 figures, 8 figures and beyond. And so, this is what he ended up doing. And what ended up happening was I was able to share with him our virtual system. Now, listen to this. As a doctor of chiropractic, I have run functional medicine, I've run chiropractic, I've run functional medicine inside of this health center. And I built this functional medicine, side of the business to $80,000 a month in the first 4 months, and it just continued to grow. This very successful functional medicine brick and mortar business. And the reason why chiropractic and my learning in functional healthcare translated into virtual was because of all of the things that I did signing people up into chiropractic care. It translated directly into what we were able to do virtually. And so naturopaths can do this, functional medicine doctors can do this, chiropractors who sign people up into care plans can do this. And this is what I was able to share with Robert. And he got it. Like, he understood the system and he transitioned it into virtual. Now, what was so cool is that he followed our template for excellence in putting on online workshops. And, he had his system down before, but what was so amazing is that he didn't overthink the system. He literally just followed our templates and our cookie cutter approach to generating this type of money in such a short period of time. Now he's in the 6 figures and beyond each month. But ultimately, it was not a fluke. He followed the system and he generated that $72,000 in the first month. If you don't believe me, you can watch his testimonial below this video. He talks about what he was able to do and create in his business. So essentially, this can work, the same system can work that worked for me, that worked for him. It can ultimately work for you in any future shutdown, in any future pandemic, in any future economic collapse. I have seen this be extremely successful in economic downturns because I built my virtual practice in all these residual streams of income in the middle of the 2008-2009 crash. So I didn't know that there was a crash. Really, my economy was determined by what I was doing at the time, and now I've been able to bring that to the world. And we saw this year the doctors thrive more than any other year because of the shutdown, because of COVID. So definitely you want to hedge, you want to use the ability to attach this stream of revenue in a virtual practice that has programs and residual income generating systems onto your brick and mortar. Now, what Robert did is he cut down the amount of time that he was in his office. He's generating the same amount of money, but also generating all this extra cash from virtual practice. So ultimately, watch his video. This is something that he's done and is now doing at a level that is even greater than obviously his first month. But we've seen so many other people with successful stories just like this, where they reached $300,000 a month in the first few months, like Jay Davidson, and built seven-figure virtual practices like Todd Watts and Elena Villanueva and Olivia Joseph and Michelle Sands and all these amazing people that have been through our system. So I want Robert's story to ultimately be a place that you can kind of, or I guess a story as an opportunity to inspire your heart and your soul and your mind that it is possible. And with all the limiting beliefs that you had and have, you can still take imperfect action and move towards creating this dream life for yourself. Ultimately, Robert had an idea to go virtual. He pivoted. He did $72,000 in his first month. And I believe that there are so many more Roberts out there that are just waiting to create this model, which I believe is the future of healthcare, which is a hybrid brick and mortar virtual practice that ultimately creates more scalability, more freedom, and more income. So thank you so much for listening to this. I'd love for you to just smash that subscribe button so that you get notified on future videos that I'm doing that will ultimately add more value to you, give you more systems and education on what you can do to drive results for yourself moving forward. And I would also love, if you like this content, to share it with another colleague, another doctor that you think might find value in this, around the inspiration behind a Robert story. So thanks for watching. I hope you got a lot of value out of it, and we'll look forward to talking with you soon. Bye-bye.